Canada Sportsbook.
All right, everybody. We are back. Game over Toronto. And could it be that we get to finally talk about a Leafs victory? I forgot what this feels like.
And against the Bruins on a Saturday night where they held a 2-1 lead going into the third. The whole third. We're leading the whole game.
The whole game.
And didn't choke.
It was a tight game, too.
Yeah, it was a great hockey game. Like, top to bottom. Like, I hate the Bruins so much.
Everybody does, but they did it.
It's so nice to beat them. It's so nice to beat them. I feel like I can breathe.
We're just checking on the audio here. I think it looks like we're good.
That whole third period was just...
Well, it's a good thing nothing at all hampered the win. Nothing at all. It was a pure win. Of course, I'm referring to the fact that we have no idea the status of our goaltending situation, as in, we may not have enough goalies to ice. You know, it's almost like the hockey gods, you ask the hockey gods, and you're like, maybe one day you can not screw us over for one time. And you know what the hockey gods said? The hockey gods said, you want to bet? Well, you can do it at Sports Interaction. Canada Sportsbook. Football season continues. The World Series is underway, and they've dropped the puck on the hockey season. Bet pregame, live and play are one of our many prop bets. Made for Canadians by Canadians, Sports Interaction makes it easy to deposit, play, and cash out. Join now and see all sports betting has to offer. Head to sportsinteraction.com/SDPN. That's sportsinteraction.com/SDPN. Ontario only, 19 plus. Please play responsibly. Well, that's I think that might be the lead here. A great win that leaves a lot of questions. And if anybody in the chat is an internet sleuth and can go ahead and check on if Elliot Friedman has any kind of update. Normally with these kinds of injuries, we probably won't know until Monday. That's usually how it goes, especially with knee and ankle injuries. They have to see if it's swollen or if there's an MRI that has to be had. So at this point, it's all speculation, and we are not doctors, nor do we play one on YouTube.
No, I play a hockey podcast host.
We are fully acting in our roles here. But one thing I gotta say, let's table the goalie conversation for. It's
the second half.
We'll save
Let's
it.
talk about the win. Let's talk about the win. We have things to be happy about.
Do you see how damaged we are? How damaged?
Our Lord and Savior, Tony Austin Matthews, number 34, with the big 2 goals tonight, which, that first celly, boy, was he so excited. That he looked more excited about that goal than his 50th, honestly.
Yeah.
He did.
That goal was some wizardry. I love seeing stuff like that where it was like, I'm like, it's in the net. That's awesome. Okay.
That's like it looked like a Be a Pro rookie, like rookie difficulty level goal where he was just like, I'm just gonna do this.
Just popped it in there.
But it was real life. Oh, it was so beautiful.
I don't know if I got up more for that or the second goal. I mean, the second goal was unbelievable by Nylander. That was Dipsy doodled. He undressed the entire Bruins organization with that dangle.
That pass. Oh.
It was that was really awesome. And you know what it reminded me? It said, this is what it's like when it reminds us that these guys are amazingly good.
They can do it.
They
have the possibility. They have the capability.
This is the magic that's possible. But can they do it? Not on a Saturday night, not when the lights are bright. Can they do it all the time? Because they're going to need to do that.
Yeah, can they do it more than once every 11 games?
Oh, that's what I'm saying. And
right?
People can say all they want about, all they have to do is get up for the big games, because once they get into the playoffs. But here's the thing. Yesterday's price is not today's price on the Atlantic Division. The Atlantic Division is very good, and there's no guaranteed playoff spot. It's not like last season where it was January and they were like, well, I guess we're just going to plan our hotel room in Tampa Bay tonight. That's kind of how it is. But you need these efforts every single night. And, you know, the Leafs didn't make it easy for themselves by dropping 4 games to tanking teams, because now you have to win against really good teams, and you have to do it consistently. And we're getting a lot of good teams coming right up, are we not?
Yeah, like, again, we'll see how they play tomorrow against Carolina, right? It's another back-to-back, which is, 3 to start the season now, I think, 2 or 3.
It's a conspiracy. That's what it is.
Well, but, everybody's going to have lots of back-to-backs, right? So
it's the sport.
Yeah, that's just how it works, unfortunately. So, we'll see how they play tomorrow, but, I feel great about tonight. Tonight's the best game that they've played so far this season, at least in my opinion. Like, from top to bottom, everybody was great. Everybody was getting in the way. There was great sticks in all of the passing lanes and everything. They were forechecking really hard against the Bruins, which they didn't look like they were going to expect from it. So
we didn't see any like catastrophic shifts where it was like the ice had been lifted and tilted to where, everything was just going the Bruins' way. Like, we didn't see those consistent long droughts of getting your ass handed to you, right? Like, they were not getting consistently hammered. They had, obviously the Bruins had some great chances, but because the Bruins are a fantastic team. Like, that's a great team. But they played as well as they possibly could have. It's kind of funny. Like, it kind of reminds you of 2 weeks ago where they played the Winnipeg Jets. It's almost like the team has to have some sort of storyline to get up and win and play against a team. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen The Last Dance with the Michael Jordan, like the Chicago Bulls documentary.
I haven't sat down and watched the whole thing, but I've seen enough clips of it that I've basically seen it.
So Michael Jordan, being a madman, he sometimes would make up stories in his mind that somebody personally offended him so that he could go and destroy that player and score 50 points in them. The Leafs, like, Sheldon Keefe needs to hire a hypnotist to, like, get these guys to
get down,
hate a team that they don't have no history with. So, like, when they play the Golden Knights on Tuesday, he needs to have a hypnotist say, remember that time you lost to them in the Stanley Cup final in 2018? And then they'll just be like, whoa, yeah, we hate these guys. I don't know. This is just me spitballing. If I was the GM, we would be 82-0, okay?
Well, yeah. Everybody, when they play franchise mode, wins the Stanley Cup in the first year, right?
Absolutely. How hard could it be?
Get on board, Kyle Dubas. Come on.
How hard could it be?
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. Right now, there is lots of history with hating Boston, and I personally hate Boston more than I probably should as an adult. But, part of that is credit to the Boston Bruins for being as good as they are for as long as they have been, right? So
absolutely. And talking about, and let's talk just about the players on the ice for this. Obviously, we know about the whole situation behind the scenes. This is purely about the Boston players. It's almost like at this point, because those guys are not complicit in anything, but let's stay on the game. Those players, it's almost like, I hate you, but god damn it, do I respect you. Like, it's almost like it's at that point now. It's like they've had
I don't respect Brad Marchand, but Patrice Bergeron, sure.
Listen.
The only time I don't hate Brad Marchand is when he plays for Team Canada, right?
We all hate Brad Marchand. But let me tell you something, Leaf fans. If Brad Marchand was a Toronto Maple Leaf, he would already have a statue on Legends Row, Not even retired. He would have with his short self, have a bronze statue on Bremer. Like, you would see.
He would be the modern day Ty Domi, right?
Ty Domi. He would be like everything. He would be all of them rolled. Like, Leaf fans would worship this guy. So,
yeah,
he obviously does his job well. But yes, he is quite detestable. And of course, he had to score in this game because of course he did.
That's what he does.
Yeah.
On a penalty shot, right?
Penalty shot. That was. I was when I saw it, I was like, that was. I was like this. Okay, fine. That was pretty nifty. You're not just good at, It
was a nice shot.
You're not just good at assaulting people, and psychologically assaulting them, I guess too. You're good at hockey as well. So we have to give you credit.
Unfortunately for everybody else that is not a Boston Bruin fan, yeah, we all hate Brad Marchand equally, I believe.
One thing that I really liked about this game, and I wrote it down, the first note, obviously I have my little notepad I take, digital notepad, and I wrote down The Leafs, they started on time. Okay? They started on time. They started the game on time. They did not hit snooze. Okay? They did not do like I did and actually forget to set their alarm where, you wake up and you're like, okay, well, now half my day is gone.
I'm always so neurotic about that. I set like 3 alarms because
oh yeah,
I hate waking up late. It's like the worst feeling in the entire world. What a way to start your day.
Well, the Leafs don't.
No, they looked great today from top to bottom. They did everything that we've been asking them for. Right? They started on time. They came solid defensively. They were getting in everybody's way. Nylander was pushing back. Rasmus Sandin took a boarding penalty. Not that I'm happy that he could potentially injured,
Yeah, don't board people, but hit them is good. Hitting them without risking their life is good, but Yeah.
And Rasmus Sandin had that really great reverse hit last year. I think it was against the Jets where somebody came up behind him and he just like hit the X button and reverse hit him. And it was beautiful. Like I didn't know somebody that was, he's what, 6'1" or something, but he's only like 180 pounds, which isn't a massive human, but he's, anybody can throw their weight, I guess, if they time their hit correctly.
It's like Trevor Zegras.
Again, just
like, yeah. God, what are you mad at? I'm 150 pounds. That was fantastic.
Or like, look at Brad Marchand, right? Like he's just an average sized person, but in the NHL, he's considered small. But
no, he's a small human. Like he is small in person. I've seen him around before.
Oh, really?
He's short. Like he's like 5'7", 5'8". Somebody can go and check Hockey DB, but I am a 5'9" person, so I consider myself average. But he was short. I'd seen him a little shorter than me. Like he's just all anger and hatred. That's all he is. He's not size. He's just full of hatred. But
I'm taller than you. Go figure.
But there's no proof of that, considering we do not stand in the same room. So there's no way to prove that.
That's true. That's true. I'm 5'10" and a half, though. Just saying. Ooh. It says so in my passport, so it must be true.
I just made that up. I was just like, okay, 175 centimeters. I made it up when I got my license. Yeah. So, and it's a good thing if you had your Leafs tragedy bingo card, it would have said Nick Foligno would have scored the overtime goal. And he didn't.
Yeah.
So,
nope.
If they got to overtime, he definitely would have. Because it's just...
Yeah.
It's the way the simulation works,
Yeah. Well, and he fits on that team, right? It's funny because it's anytime anybody goes to the Bruins, they are of course they are, right?
They're rejuvenated.
And I don't know if there's another team like that in the NHL where just a player type is so specifically identifiable. Maybe like Philly a few years ago when they were just all they did was fuck you up,
just bruisers,
fuck
yeah,
you up and score you. Right?
Yeah, and that's why I think that's why they've been so successful. I think that's why teams stay successful even when they, seem to decline in talent. It's this uniform way of doing things, and I don't think the Leafs have that yet. I don't
think a lot of teams have it in the same level that like Boston and Philly do. Like what kind of player would you say plays for Nashville? Right? Or
player who wears a weird
Winnipeg,
shade of yellow.
Or San Jose, or
Winnipeg, a player who loves to beat Toronto, even though they don't.
That's their Christmas if it can happen.
That's their Cup. Oh man, we should not be firing shots at other teams, should we?
No, we live in glass house for sure.
Oh,
so we do have a fragile record. I'm horrifyingly aware of that.
You got to give it to us.
But we have to celebrate the dubs when we get them because they are so infrequent against teams that we want to beat and should be beating, right?
Yeah. I started off...
Only they can play that well against, Arizona.
Or Carolina tomorrow because things are not getting much easier for this team.
No.
Carolina is another team that I think is actually kind of getting that culture. They're a defensive juggernaut. They're always just tough. Like, there's no easy Carolina game.
They're hard to play against. They're very skilled. No. Because not everybody plays the same way, but they have a lot of talent. They're fast. They're good defensively. They usually have decent goaltending. There's no glaring holes to look at, right? Like,
and because it's the Leafs, I mean, if Frederik Andersen does draw in, he will have his best game ever.
Yeah.
If he does.
Well,
Yeah, a lot. So
But
a couple
if
things.
they play like they did, tonight, then maybe they can still beat Anderson, even if he does play like, Anderson can
Whatever they did tonight, take it and bottle it and
seal it and
seal it double times.
Send it to a laboratory
Yes, make more of it because that is exactly the way they need to play if they want to do anything this season.
Yeah.
What do you think of the? So is Sheldon Keefe going to be done with his random lineup generator, or is he just gonna his wheel of fortune? So he has, with his third line, he's just gonna go. That's all he does.
Yep.
Every game, it's like I swear to God, one day you're gonna see, like Eric Källgren is gonna be the fourth line center. It's just we like what he did in practice. He's a good defensive presence.
Does that mean we're gonna try Brody and net? I mean, that if that's what it comes to, because we don't have any goalie prospects that we have ready to go.
It's like baseball.
Everybody's injured. Injured.
It's like what happens in baseball. Like I don't know if you've been to a baseball game when when a team gets absolutely destroyed. I was there when the Blue Jays. I was at a Blue Jays game and they lost they were losing like 11-0. I picked the best game to go to, and they had Whit Merrifield, one of their players, one of their infielders, just come in and pitch the ninth inning because they're like, well, this game is screwed anyway. So
yeah,
is there
why waste somebody that we need, right?
Has that ever happened in any NHL history that where a forward became a goalie? I have to know that. That's something that
I have no idea.
If anybody is some sort of wacky historian, you got to tell us that because I would love to know that. That sounds like something that would happen in the 1900s when they had four teams and they played on when
everybody played every position.
When they played on the pond, the Hurricane Frank, they talk like this. They all talk really fast, and he was a forward. Now he's playing a net. How those old timey
like old baseball commentators.
It's like, he talks and I don't know why they talk like that back then.
I don't know. You'd have to ask them.
It's not totally. I don't talk funny at all.
Yeah.
But one thing about the lineup generator, the random lineup generator, is that why did they leave Nick Roberts? Why are they leaving Nick Robertson off the lineup? Because the last time we had a win, he was the reason why we had the win. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Why you have this guy who's, clearly a very talented player, and somebody you definitely are investing a lot of your developmental resources into. Why is he in the press box? Because eventually, with the way the salary cap is, with the way this team is built, you're going to have to shuttle guys out, and you got to shuttle him in. And is he going to be ready to take on a role where someone like Michael Bunting is going to be gone, for example, or Kerfoot's going to be gone?
I'm just dealing with the team one injury at a time at this point, honestly.
But he's not even injured. Why is he not in the lineup?
Is Källgren going to play tomorrow?
I would imagine so.
I guess he has to. Is he going to play on Tuesday against Jack Eichel and his Vegas Golden Knights?
If you listen closely, by God, that's Michael Hutchinson's music. He's back.
No.
You know it. You know that Dubas was on his phone. He's just like, Kelly McCrimmon, Vegas, 7th round pick. Yep. You know what's gonna happen. Dubas he's just like Hutchie. He's calling him.
It's like that Simpsons meme with Barney ending back up inside of Moe's bar.
Yep. That's exactly it. That's exactly it. I like the Simpsons reference there. Either that, or if anybody in the chat does anybody play a beer league goalie? If you do, I would urge you to refresh your Indeed page because you may see Toronto Maple Leafs MLSE goaltender come on there because
was it last year that they had to use a goaltender, like an 18-year-old from,
and I don't remember his name,
York or U of T?
I think it was U of T, and I think he was literally studying for midterms on the bench.
Yeah,
it's like that's a hilarious situation. I guess they have a contract free at this point, so I'm guessing they could go and find somebody, call up a retired goalie. I don't know.
Who are you gonna call?
Tuukka Rask. Done. Do it. Make it
another franchise mode move.
Make it all right. Okay? Turn it around. Yeah. Time is a flat circle. You can make it all right. You lose your goalie to Boston. He comes in, okay, wins the Vezina, wins us the Stanley Cup, and all curses are erased. forever.
We call Hank. We're like, hey, I know you work for the Rangers now and forever, but like, what if just for like a couple weeks you come play without red on your jersey and just play for the Leafs?
What
Imagine that.
What a snazzy,
That would be
well-dressed
wild.
man that he is. What a snazzy.
That's probably that would probably be like the best goalie to call up of recent times, other than Tuukka. Tuukka would be good.
I just
Leafs
want
legendary prospect Tuukka Rask.
Because I'm convinced that being a Leaf fan is a simulation. That's the only way to beat the simulation. It's like it has to come full circle.
Is that what it is?
You see?
Is that what it is?
Yeah, I feel like I'm on a conspiracy theory podcast right now. It's like, yeah. Something about the microphone in my face just makes me want to say wild stuff. But in that, we need a goalie. And I think it might have to be an e-bug.
Well, I guess it depends, right? Because if he just hyperextended it, then Samsonov might be out like a week or two.
Yeah.
So that's
we're
more
injuring
games
this
than
guy
we want
because
him to be, but
we're injuring this guy more than he has to be. But I don't imagine he'll play tomorrow. I mean, I think he was going to play tomorrow anyway. So
yeah,
hopefully
he just got a warm up today, I guess, right? And like he did great in the whole third period. There was a couple times where the pucks got so close to the net, and I was positive. I was standing up. My wife was telling me to get out of the way because I was standing in front, literally just like this, being like, "There's no way that they're going to be able to win this right now." Like
you stood like a dad watching the news. You stood like my dad watching the news. Just
I was missing was like the snack shake. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the handful of snack just to sit there.
Just hands behind the back. Actually, that's the one. Yeah, no, that's gonna be the Achilles heel because obviously Samsonov has been like the story of the season.
Yeah, he's been great. And
if we didn't have him, like they would be like maybe like 2 wins. Like they might have 2 or 3 wins at this point. Like they would be absolutely screwed right now if they did not have one Ilya Samsonov. And we have to hope. We hope he has Smile. We hope he finds Smile again.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, this is sort of I don't want to say a long shot because obviously he's still under contract and everything, but Murray got injured on like the 15th, retroactive to the 12th, I think. He played 1 game.
Yeah.
And got
hurt. Well, it was the weekend after the first
And we're
game,
now into November, right? So, and he has to miss at least 10 games. And that was game 11 that we just played.
I'm doing like
so depending on how he's exactly. Depending on how he's feeling, maybe he's coming back sooner rather than later. We just don't know yet. I know he's been warming up. There's been lots of videos of him warming up and not in practice, but on the ice. And
yeah, I know. It's like, I heard that on the broadcast. It's just, we hear about players warming up for a long time. I feel like there's such a big gap between actually skating and getting into practice and then getting into game shape, right? Like, I think there's probably so many steps that we're not privy to and just not knowledgeable enough about the anatomy to do. But yeah.
Well, and you have to wonder, like, I mean, Timothy Liljegren played tonight coming off of a conditioning stint with the Marlies, and he looked really good tonight.
Yeah.
He looked really good. And, Jordy Ben is still down there. So I would assume that if Murray was considering coming back, that they would give him a similar opportunity, right? Especially if Shelgren is going to be playing as the Leafs starter while there's all these injuries, right? Oh my gosh, it's very daunting to think about the games that are coming up this week.
Yeah.
What games are coming up? We have
Carolina.
I have it as my background. So let's see. We have Carolina tomorrow, Vegas on Tuesday, and then Pittsburgh, and then the Canucks, and then Pittsburgh again.
Easy win against the Canucks. You heard it here first. No, I'm just kidding. There's no easy wins. I just wanted because we have, shout out to our Game Over staff there, but we just have to.
Yeah, the Game Over family out west.
We have
Much
to.
love to you guys.
But yeah, it's gonna be a gauntlet, and that's Hey, you never know.
It's not
Maybe
gonna be fun.
Maybe it's a Tom Brady situation where his the understudy takes over and becomes a superstar.
And that's the next story of the Leafs season.
Like, listen,
Keith Petruzzelli when they sign him to a contract tomorrow.
listen. That's what we the only way it's gonna happen with this team is something wild. I told you, it's gotta be. We have to beat the simulation. All right.
It just seems like the simulation is getting more and more outlandish every year. It's not even like it's too much. It just seems a bit outlandish. Now, again, we did win tonight. Let's not forget that.
We're damaged Leafs
and
fans. We
like
have to
wins.
find the negatives.
We like wins, right? And if you like this video, click like and subscribe. But we like wins in this family, in this Leafs fandom family that we unfortunately are all cousins to. Right?
It's a very hard, trauma-inducing family, isn't it?
And somehow the one we chose to be a part of, right? But then we get to celebrate wins like this. Like that felt like a good win. I can't believe we won 2-1. Leafs don't win 2-1 games against anybody ever.
Let alone the Bruins.
Let alone the Bruins. Let alone the Bruins when their goalie goes out and doesn't start the third, right? Like,
yeah. I was saying it before, like, I was saying, like, this game was, like, the litmus test. Like, this one game was really important, like, to see. Because, okay, whatever, you go home versus Philly, I think everybody anticipated they were going to win that game, just by the vibes of it all. But, this is the team that's, like, dunked on you for years and years and years.
Almost a decade.
Coming up on a decade, actually.
Yeah.
But they've dunked on you for years and years and years. The team is... the core is hanging on by a thread. They've just been, they've been through it.
It feels like it has a time bomb attached to it.
Yes.
And we don't know how long is left on the
I said, this
countdown.
was the one. I think if they had came out and they came out flat and like lost 3-0, got shut out, this was the one. I think this one would have been like the final public pantsing that would have been needed to make
something would have
changes.
happened for sure. Especially if it was really if it was a really bad loss where they just
like last Saturday's loss. Like if it was that loss.
Yeah. Now they weren't playing they were playing well in the third, but they took so many penalties again in the third, which they have to stop doing. They've been doing that all season, is like with 10 minutes left in the game taking 2 penalties. Oh. It's just awful.
That looked like that looked like it was going to really start to turn the tide, but
Cameron Gilmore in the chat. Petruzzelli, 6'6", very tall, the next monster.
Ooh, that's a big boy. I didn't know he was that big.
That is not a small human being.
Yeah,
that's
he's tall, so he must stop everything. Hey, you know what? Jonas Gustafsson. That's
all it takes. We should just get the guy that plays the mountain to just stand in front of the goal. Goalie crease.
I always wondered why nobody's kind of thought of that. I guess there's probably a good reason. I guess you have to be able to skate and stuff, but
yeah, like there is a different level of athleticism. Don't get me wrong, he's a bodybuilder and won the world's strongest man multiple years in a row, but that doesn't mean he's specifically agile, right?
I don't know. He cut a horse in half in the first season, so he's pretty agile.
And then rip somebody's head,
Oh yeah. Oh yes. That was really disturbing. Yeah. So they get Keith Petruzzelli. They do like Millhouse. They tie him to the post, and you're good. That's the solution.
Is that the solution?
That's it.
I'll play. If they call me, I'll come play for you guys.
Blow harder.
I'll take one for the team, and I'll just put me in, coach.
Yeah. Well,
I'll take care of it. Don't even worry about it.
Yeah. So, yeah, that was again as good a performance as we could have asked for, coming up on this Saturday night. Really, it really helped kind of like, it could be a situation where it is a catalyst type game.
Yeah.
Could be, we don't know.
It could be the turning point, right? We had that last year too, where we had a terrible October, and then, all of a sudden November, we went 11-2.
Yeah, if it's any game that's going to be a catalyst, it's that one. It had all the elements.
Hockey Night in Canada against Boston, where Boston has not. I think they showed a statistic on the Sportsnet thing earlier on the intermission, where they've been behind the other team for 12% of all of the games so far combined, and they were behind the Leafs for 55 of the 60 minutes today. It was crazy. It was a great. I'm so proud of them. That's my boys over there. That's what we, and this is the worst part about the Leafs is that we all know that they're capable of this.
That's what I said.
And that's why we're all so frustrated and like screamy on the inside, because we know that they're capable. And then sometimes they're just like, nah. And it's all we want to do is claw our face skin off. And all we want to do is like claw our faces off. And
the sound you made. That was the sound you made. They were like, ah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to scare the cats. So.
Yeah. If it's like, we'll hope it's not a mirage in the desert. It's an actual thing, things that happen. So
let's hope we're turning the corner, right? Let's hope that this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship between all of the boys this year, between Victory and the Leafs. A beautiful friendship.
Yeah, absolutely. So what's the chat saying down there?
Let's see. Oh, I just turned my phone off. Give me 1 second. I do not want to pay for YouTube Premium. Stop asking me.
Yeah.
We could call him the Mountain. Bring back Nick Antropov. That would work.
Hey, Nick Antropov.
Call the Zamboni driver. Does David Ayres still work as the Zamboni driver?
It's a good question.
Do we know that?
I should ask my sources. I have sources.
You should. Do you have people?
I got people at the Marlies.
Ask your people.
I'll ask my people. Nick Antropov actually lives in. Nick Antropov's actually in the area. He's always an alumni at Leafs games there.
Yeah. There's a few of them that are always there.
Yeah, Caberlet.
When I went to a whole like all of the Leafs tailgates last year for the playoffs, literally all of them. And
sorry.
It was great. I still have the videos saved on my phone and everything because it makes me happy when
you would have seen me on stage.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe you were the person that hit me in the chest with the t-shirt. That was great. I got the crap scared out of me last year at the playoffs because someone must have like thrown a t-shirt and it like pelted me in the chest. It was like the funniest thing. It was like that shot from Platoon at the end when Willem Dafoe gets shot and he just falls down.
Yeah. Knowing me, it probably was me. So sorry.
No, that's okay, man. Thanks for the t-shirt. I appreciate it.
There you go. Yeah. So
game tomorrow.
Game tomorrow. It's not us.
Game tomorrow.
Harnish and Armand will be taking care of that.
Yep.
And Harnish for the rest of the season has told us that he's going to wear a banana suit for the rest of the season.
Oh my gosh.
That's guaranteed. It's kind of written into his contract at this point. So Harnish, if you're listening, you must wear that banana suit.
Yep.
Because it was funny, and it was. And if you guys look back, it was the Anaheim loss, the horrific loss. It really helped set the tone.
The sad banana.
The sad banana. Well, maybe he'll be a happy banana.
Maybe it'll be a banana split. Who knows?
All right.
He'll be laughing so hard.
Yeah. So that's it. I think we're running out of time here. So
yeah,
fans, make sure you like and subscribe. I'm sorry I cut you off there, but I guess I'll take it.
Okay.
Make sure you smash that like button, hit subscribe, tell all your friends, tweet about it. If you missed it, you missed this stream, it's going to be on YouTube. We're going to be tweeting out the podcast. It's going to be all on your favorite
Spotify.
podcast. Apple Music. I think Google as well. I don't know the other ones
at some point, yeah.
very well. But follow us. My name is Fouad _sports on all the socials.
My name is Lauren. I am Lauren in the Six on Twitter. And thanks for coming out, guys. And
thanks.
We will see you tomorrow. Leafs beat the Bruins 2-1 to make the beginning of November a beautiful thing.
Hear that? You heard it here first. Everything is going to be fine.
We're going to go 11-2 again.
It's fine. It's going to be fine. It's fine. It's
going to be great.
It's fine.
It's going to be great.
It's going to be all fine. It's fine. Goodbye, everyone.
Have a great night, everybody.